Hey, y'all. Thanks for stopping by. So, a few days ago at a high school in Georgia, the unthinkable happened, or something that should be considered unthinkable, but apparently we should just look at it as a fact of life now, as something that's unavoidable in the United States. Or at least, that's the messaging that's being put out by one of our major political parties and the vice presidential running mate of this major political party. If you haven't seen the news yet, on the 4th of September, 2024, a 14-year-old student at Apalachee High School entered the building with a semi automatic rifle and killed four people, two students and two teachers. He also injured nine other people in the process, one teacher and eight students. A few days after this happening, J.D. Vance was holding a rally somewhere, speaking to political supporters, and described what happened as a fact of life. I'm reminded of this Onion article. I'm sure you've seen it before. They repost it basically every time there is a school shooting. Started at the Park Lane shooting. And the article says, "No way to prevent this," says only nation where this happens regularly. Now, the crazy thing about that article, like I've said, they repost this word for word every time this happens. And sure enough, on the 4th, they did make this post again regarding the shooting in Georgia. You can find that callous or crass or cruel or any number of things, and I get it. It's not something that you should normally take light of. Children dying while they're attempting to be educated. But 12 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, before the time of Donald Trump being in politics, making this kind of statement, saying that school shootings in America are just a fact of life, this would have ruined your political career. This is the sort of thing that it would have gotten you pulled off a ticket, it would have gotten you possibly removed from office because, as much as people want to talk about the time before Trump and how Republicans used to have civility and used to care about people, that's not true at all. Their ethics and morals have kind of always been the same way, but at least before then, they were slimy about it. They used to pretend they cared about people. They used to, before the line was thoughts and prayers. Every time there was a school shooting or a mass death event in the United States, rather than do anything to fix infrastructure or actually care about people, thoughts and prayers. But now it's facts of life. Maybe that's a sign of where the party's heading. Now, of course, with this being a white student that this happened to, there's all these calls about mental health concerns rather than it being, stopping the guns or background checks or stuff like that. And I gotta be honest with you, yeah, this is a mental health problem. There is an issue when it comes to access to firearms and, the lack of safety and teaching when it comes to using these sorts of weapons. But at the end of the day, if you're going out with the intention to kill lots of people, there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with your brain. Sure enough, with this child that did this shooting, there is lots of evidence that he was sort of obsessive about school shootings. I mentioned the Onion article and how they first published it with the Park Lane shooting. That does seem to be something this child was very focused on. There were lots of Instagram posts and like edits and stuff like that where he seemed to glorify the event at Park Lane. He was approached by federal agents and officers multiple times regarding his posting, but like the line always says, the FBI had him on their radar. He was on the radar, but nothing happened to it. I do think that something should be done about firearms in this country, or at least regarding the safety and teaching around them, using them. We're kind of past the point of no return when it comes to firearms in this country. There's more guns than people. So at the least we could do is actually teach people to be safe about it. When it comes to the ownership of guns and locking them up so your kids don't have unfettered access to them. The father of this child is actually in trouble right now. He's being charged for, negligent owner. I don't know the exact charge, but basically because he didn't have his guns locked up. Now, he claims that his child didn't have unfettered access to his guns, but apparently it wasn't fettered enough because he took one of them to his school with him. Now, personally, I am an owner of firearms, and I don't have children, so I don't have any lock boxes or safes or anything like that because there's no one that I think would get access to these that shouldn't. God forbid my home gets robbed, but if that's the case, like, you could have walked out with a safe, So what difference does that make to me? But there's no one in my house who needs to not have hold of my gun, so I don't need to have a safe. But if you're a parent, yes, you should. Maybe that would stop some of these facts of life from coming, but if they make that a law, that's probably the only thing that would make the average gun owner actually do something about it. Because unfortunately, when it comes to this country and the facts of life surrounding guns, most of these people don't care to do anything responsible unless it's forced upon them. And I guess some of you need that hard lesson in your life. You need Big Daddy government to tell you how to be a safe and responsible person. This is crazy to me, though, in my opinion. This is something that should get you thrown off a ticket. This is something that should get you completely disregarded as a serious political figure. But the Republicans don't care. They just like this bolsterous and brash attitude of their younger people. They like people who toed the line behind Donald Trump. So, I don't know. Maybe they'll get some facts of life this November about being callous toward the lives of children. But I guess until we see the ramifications of this rally and what happens in the future, y'all try to have a good day.